Tēnā tātou katoa, good evening. The polar blast promised a good blanketing of snow and it definitely delivered. It caused a bit of commuter chaos in Dunedin and Christchurch had snow so low it was on the beaches. The first time that's happened in over half a century. And further north there was snow in the capital and on the paddocks in Wairarapa. Keisha Brownlee reports from the very chilly south.
One last wintry blast.
Wonderful surprise, stunning. The world looks so much better with snow.
The wild weather forced Dunedin to grind to a halt, almost.
Up in the hills, the buses aren't running, so people are unable to get to work.
Those heading out of the city stuck too.
It's been like almost 1 hour now.
The main drag in and out of Dunedin snowed in, making for a long wait.
We didn't think it was going to be very nice, and it's not.
I left at 4 in the morning from Invercargill, and the roads are quite wide all the way up, so it's definitely winter.
It settled on the ground, but caused problems in the air as well.
Cancelled our first 2 departures and delayed 4 other flights this morning.
A rare interruption at Dunedin Airport.
There's a good amount of snow out there this morning. Snow we haven't seen like that since 2011.
By mid-morning, things had thawed and were back on track. Temperatures plunged as the brutal polar blast unleashed on the lower South Island. Queenstown got its fair share of snow. Wanaka had its coldest October night on record at -3 degrees. Dunedin made it to 0 degrees and Invercargill just 1 degree warmer than that. The core of the coldest air is just starting to make its way up the South Island and bringing with it constant thick snow here in Dunedin. Blanketing farms.
It's quite thick, as you can see.
Making for hungry stock.
Last of the winter burst, it's really not going to do much harm. If anything, it's probably a bit beneficial, really, for us. We're a wee bit behind on our rainfall, so soil is a wee bit dry.
Further south in Lawrence, it's a slightly different story.
There will be some stock losses further back for newborn lambs, and we're also, of course, thinking the horticulturalists right at blossom time, it could be quite impactful on them too.
As the snow settled overnight, the wind chill became extreme.
I haven't seen a storm of this magnitude this late before.
It meant a snow day for some university students.
Yeah, I haven't really experienced it, just falling right here in front of us.
As the temperature rose throughout the day, the flurries turned to rain, the snow to water, the morning's activities, the last of what's left of this unseasonable cold spring snap.
Keisha joins us now. Kia ora, Keisha. Are we through the worst of it?
We absolutely are through the worst of this weather. As you can see, it has stopped snowing here in Dunedin, but you can still feel the tail end of that brutal polar blast. It's still freezing and there is still a strong wind. Now, all severe weather warnings have been lifted, but that doesn't mean the pressure is off for farmers. They're dealing with paddocks covered in snow, and those who are right in the middle of lambing are nervously waiting to see how many may have succumbed to the severe weather, something that will only become clearer in the next few days as these temperatures continue to climb back up to what you'd normally expect to see during springtime.
Keisha, tēnā koe.
Well, the bitterly cold front moved further north too, with Christchurch City seeing snow to sea level.
Even Wellington and surrounding areas got in on the action. Juliet Speedy reports.
Christchurch waking up to snow up top, snow down below, and the much anticipated snow to sea level made it quite literally to sea. Not a bikini in sight when the wind chill makes it feel like -4 degrees. Snow this low, a first in the Garden City for October since 1969.
Yes, it is unusual.
And also,
yes, it is cold.
We certainly didn't think that we were going to wake up on a spring school holiday morning to snow. The kids were super excited.
because how often can you go for a snowboard in the middle of town?
They come and wake mum and dad up super early and away down to the reserve.
Because there's like lots of nice snow that you can just, steep hills, and it's nice to just snowboard down.
Snow fell heavily in Banks Peninsula, closing the only road over for some time this morning, allowing for a different mode of transport. Farms turned white, with snow fights the order of the day.
This
bitterly cold outbreak from Antarctica has brought record low temperatures for October for parts of the South Island, but it's also brought unseasonably low snow for parts of the lower North Island. Wow! It fell overnight through Wellington and Wairarapa. This is insane! And the desert road.
You'd almost be tucked up in bed now, wouldn't you?
Some parts of the region had snow for the first time in a decade, meaning time for the red bands. And while there are no more snow and weather warnings ahead for the country, it's timely to remember another warning. Don't eat yellow snow. Juliet Speedy, Newshub.